What's up, people? 2:51, October 1st. Let's pretend for a second. I hate when my teeth whistle when I say S's. I feel like that pedophile from Family Guy. Alright. Point is, let's assume you just met me. Who is this guy? What's he gonna provide for me? What can you show me now? Alright, I think somewhere in the video I said let's look at those $49 puts. The quarterly options and the weekly options pretty much coincided back to back. So we had an options expiration yesterday, which we doubled our money on those puts. And I said, did I say that you should be looking at those $49 puts? Because I think we're going to have a repeat of what we saw yesterday today. Wow. There are these days where I just feel so smart. But the money is so pikerish that it's not even worth talking. Because again, we gave a shot again. Same exact trade. 7-cent options. Stock market start to fall. We doubled our money, sold them at 15 cents, which is unbelievable. But here's the beauty, kicker of the day. We were looking at FSLR, one of the stocks that got away from us. So we're looking to short the stock, as well as everyone's looking to short these high flyers. And a big part of the reason that the market keeps going up is because everybody thinks they can pick a top. Keep shorting Apple, keep shorting Baidu, keep shorting Priceline, keep shorting Amazon, keep shorting Netflix. Keep going, because the more and more you keep shorting them, the more and more they get squeezed. FSLR was in that camp. So I shorted FSLR, looking for a little pullback. I shorted at 149.50, looking for a stop out at 150. If it broke 150, all bets were off. It's probably going to go up another 20 points. But lo and behold, it didn't stop. And it went down. Broke 149. I thought this was going to be the start of a great trade. And the next thing you know, it's at 149.33. Chop, 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 chop. Got me to the point where I'm like, you know what? The next time this thing hits 149, I'm out. Boom. I covered 149, my first 100. Tried to milk a little bit more. I covered the rest at 148.85. Okay, so a grand total of about $500 on the trade. For me. Then, stock spikes for 1 second, giving me that momentary thinking that I'm going to be right on a trade. That is, it won't continue the right way after I get out. But nope. Seconds later, next thing you know, it's printing 148.50 and proceeded. And then what I said into the chat room, did anybody notice what I just told you? I covered my short in FSLR at 149. This is your signal. This is your indication, because it never ends and it never will. Next thing you know, we're just throwing out numbers indiscriminately. It'll probably touch 147. And my son and I, Fatty, in the chat room, we threw out the number 145. Because if I made 50 cents on the trade, generally you're going to make tenfold what I made. And there it went to 145. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, yet it continues to happen. And also, remember ACTG, A-C-T-G, how I gave you 500 reasons to buy that stock? Remember that $11 stock, and it went to like 15, 16, and plummeted all the way back down to 2. Completely forgot about it. And just to chalk up another one, that stocks never go down after I get out of them. Whether it be a week, a minute, a day, a month, a year, 10 years, eventually they'll all make money. Of course, excluding Lucent, because that was the one I took the biggest bath on in my life, still to this day. And that stock hasn't returned to this point. But ACTG, A-C-T-G, I explained how they're a bunch of lawyers sitting in an office, collecting patents, looking to sue people, and just collect money on patent infringement lawsuits, or just getting paid off before they have to go to trial. And now the ball is rolling, just like my hedge fund manager told me. So this time I gotta say, wow, long-term investing does work. Well, you know, when I bought it at 11 and it was at 15, I was pretty impressed. Then I went to 17, then I went to 2, and I thought, wow, here's one that finally I sold out of the stock, and it hasn't come back. But no, you know what happened there. Oh, boy. So October 1st, so far I've given you 100% return on your options play and a 4-point move intraday. If you're a day trader, 4 points in one day is ludicrous. And of course, if by some chance you still owned ACTG, there was a moment, a fart in the wind there, that when it had some good report and the stock was up like 30% for the day, and I said now it's probably going to go to 20 just to rub it in my face, and here we are, ACTG. So next week what we're setting up for is, I believe, a continuation of the market that will never go down ever again in our lifetime. When Google gaps up next week on Monday, don't be afraid, because you know Google will be gapping up on Monday over $530. Unless World War breaks out, I don't see any reason that we're just going to reverse. But you know what? Me just saying that out loud generally puts a damper on it all. But in reality, here's the story. I own $600 calls on Google, and that's all I have left right now. Okay? I got stopped out of the stock. Remember, yesterday at 520 was a great buying opportunity for you. FSLR short was phenomenal. Okay, so here's the scenario. Google. We have earnings season coming up soon. It's going to run to the earnings. Everybody's earnings reports are going to be super, and the market's going to just keep going up relentlessly with never, ever stopping, because everyone's going to be chasing performance going into the last 3 months of the year. And don't be caught on the other side of this steamroller. Don't try to make sense of it, but here's what I'm telling you is going to happen. Google's going to gap up. Here's why I think it's going to gap up, specifically based on me. And remember who I am. I'm the savior of companies. Savior. I saved LLNW by not go. I'm out of that. I probably saved Red F. Generally, when all these junky stocks start moving, I'm not a big fan about buying stocks. Usually it indicates a short-term top. But once again, trying to pick a top in a market that's just about to just rip, research emotions even partaking now. So it's like, what's going to happen, even if we do have a sector rotation out of the high flyers, the next level of stocks will start running and ripping and going. And all the ones that you thought about buying, the $18 stocks, the $25 stocks, the $30 stocks, they'll all start tacking on 10 or 15%. And maybe the bigger guys will take a pause, finally, for a little while. But Google, generally, because I'm looking to buy it back, what's going to happen is it'll gap over 531, discouraging me from buying it. Then I'll be tempted to buy it at 533 and change, where it was the high from this week. I probably won't do it because I'll be so pissed off I missed a 7 or 8 point gap. And next thing you know, it'll be 550. 550. Okay, 550, people. So that's that. ACG, and there was so much more I wanted to talk about, but it's just mind-blowing how it happens all the time. Also, we, as a group, we're making money on, what was the disaster today? Green Mountain Coffee. So a lot of the guys have been buying that on this dip, making some money in the chat room. I had no part of that. After the FSLR, I haven't done a trade since. I made 100% on my options, made some, oh, and when I'm talking about I doubled my money, we're talking about $70. All right? You feel me? You feel me? I'm not going to put up, even though I was pretty convinced it would have been a good trade, I only did 10 contracts, just for shits and giggles. You know what it is? I want the market to go down, so I'm trying to bait it. If I would have bought 100 contracts, never would have happened in the first place. So I'd rather the market go down a little, make some little bits of money here and there, and then have it fall. And again, as much as I think the market's going to go up, at the same time, I'm waiting for it to go down. So kind of trapped in limbo here in a vortex of terror, whatever you want to call it. Chop, chop, burn, kill yourself, all that stuff. And to say that this was a bad day, in the first 2 hours of this day, these were one of the best trading days I've seen in 40 days. Since, I don't know, since middle of August, today was the best day. The last 2 days actually have been the 2 best trading days I have seen in 30 days. Market is running, the reversals all worked, and that's all you want. You want follow through, and that's all you can ask for in a market. You don't want is when the stock breaks a high of the day, goes up 1 cent and then pulls back 30, and then sits there all day creeping back up that 30 cents and the market closes. That's what we've been having. But this market, we had some reversals. You had the Baidu reversing. You had some crazy, crazy moves, and you could make point, half point increment stocks. Bang. You're in, you're out, you're done. Call it a day. All right. Have a good weekend. And I don't know where I'll be on Monday, but I will be broadcasting from somewhere, somehow. Good day. Good day, sir.
I would much prefer Krull.